Okay, let's look at this one first because you kind of need this skill for the next question that you sent. So the first one I ask you, so we're just doing function notation. And so all that means is they're, instead of saying let x be 5, we're using this notation right here that just says f of 5. So it's just saying, hey, plug in 5 for x. Like I said, it's just like saying, hey, let x equal 5. So here we go, f of 5. So let's see, we're going to have 2 times 5 and then plus 7. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. And there we go. So don't overthink that. And so yeah, they get a little bit more complicated on these other ones. So like for our next example, it's f of x plus 4, but it's still the same idea. That's what you're going to plug in for your variable right there. So you're going to have 2, and then you do want to put it in parentheses, x plus 4, and then we have a plus 7. And the reason why is because you want to make sure that that 2 gets distributed. So we're going to get a 2x plus 8 and then plus 7. And then you can combine the like terms right there. So we're going to get 2x plus 15. And then you want to stop right there. Sometimes students try to solve for x or try to do some extra steps that aren't necessary or even possible. So you want to just stop right there. And then on part C, let's see, we've got f of negative x. And so once again, yeah, that's what we're going to plug in right there. So you're going to have 2 times negative x and then plus 7. And so that negative x really is understood negative 1 in front. So when you multiply the 2 and the negative 1, that'll become negative 2x. And then you have the plus 7 still. And that's going to be it. That'll be it for that one right there. All right, so let's look at the other one you sent. And so right here it says find, okay, I thought this was composition function, so I guess you didn't need the last skill for this quite yet. But so they're going to ask you to go ahead and add the functions, subtract them, multiply, and divide them. And so right here, all this is saying is that go ahead and add the two pieces together right here. This notation is the same thing as saying f of x plus g of x. And so f of x in this case would be 5x minus 6. And then g of x in this case would be x plus 7. And so then all you have to do is combine your like terms. So 5x plus x, that would be 6x, and then minus 6 and a plus 7 would become a positive 1 or plus 1. And that's the first one right there, so that's when you add them together. Then the next one, whenever you have f minus g, that's really just f of x minus g of x. And so we're basically going to do the same thing, except we're going to have a minus sign there, and it will need to be distributed. So we're going to have 5x minus 6, and then minus, and then put a parentheses, x plus 7. And so we will need to go ahead and distribute that minus sign right there. So now let's see, we end up with 5x minus 6 minus x, and then a minus 7. And then let's see, 5x minus 1x is 4x. And then take away 6, take away 7. Together, that's take away 13. All right, and then the next one's going to be multiplying. So f times g. And once again, you're just going to multiply the two functions together. So let's see, we're going to have 5x minus 6 times x plus 7. And so we're just going to go ahead and FOIL this. Go ahead and FOIL that. So 5x times x, 5x squared. 5x times 7 is plus 35x. Minus 6 times x minus 6x. And the minus 6 times 7, that'll be a minus 42. And then we do have like terms in the middle that we want to combine. So that will give us 5x squared. Let's see, that'll combine to a positive 29x. And then we have a minus 42. And there we go. All right, our last one, which is going to be the division, f divided by g. You just go ahead and just divide the two functions. So let's see, the f function on top would be 5x minus 6. The g function would be x plus 7. And then you can't go any further, okay? This will be a topic we'll look at closer later in the semester on, how we could simplify this and stuff. But this one is not, you can't simplify it. So don't try to cancel out the x's or anything like that. That's a common mistake we'll see. So just be careful with that. But that's going to be it. Now, they will ask you for the domain on these. So real quick, the domain for the first three right here, the first three ones, there's no restrictions. There's no square roots and there's no fractions. So for the first three, it'll be from negative to positive infinity. There's no restrictions. But if you look at the last one, x cannot equal negative 7 because that would cause the denominator to be 0 and we can't divide by 0. So the notation for that would be from negative infinity to negative 7 union from negative 7 to positive infinity. So what we're doing is just kind of like the other one. We go from negative to positive infinity, except we're cutting out the negative 7. So really this includes all the numbers except for negative 7. We're cutting it out right there. So, all right. Well, I hope that helps you out some.